Hey everyone, I'm Jade Marie Patek, and this is another great episode of the ETX Rock Show featuring Blane Howard.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, Boston Chris here, and you're tuned into the 253rd episode of the ETX Rock Show. Now, with his roots in church and an education from Belmont University in Nashville under his belt, today's guest hails from Hot Springs, Arkansas, and has been nominated for Male Vocalist of the Year at the first annual Arkansas Country Music Awards. Blane Howard's style can best be described as modern, traditional country, with influences such as Vince Gill, Randy Travis, Dierks Bentley, and Eric Church. Now, he's recently gained social media fame from the music video for his fantastic song, Promise to Love Her, which you guys are going to hear on this show, which has well over 6 million views on social media and YouTube. The same song reached number 33 on the Music Row charts out of Nashville. He released his first EP in 2013 and another in 2014. In 2015, his first full-length album titled Away We Go included several great singles. Blane has shared the stage with many, many great stars such as Joe Nichols, Trace Atkins, the Charlie Daniels Band, Travis Tritt, and many others. Guys, it's a huge treat to introduce everybody out there to Blane Howard for the very first time on the ETX Rock Show. Y'all check it out. Hey guys, so we are on location once again at one of our favorite venues in East Texas. We're out here at Love and More in Lindale with the one and only Blane Howard from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Man, I just want to thank you for some of your time today.
Man, thank you for having me. So I appreciate you guys meeting us down here at the venue.
Yeah, no problem, man. Diana set this up, and you've been on our radar for a while. You play Texas quite often. And,
We do, yeah.
I've been wanting this to happen for a while, so when Diana reached out, I was like, yes, let's do it. Just happened to be that you were here in April, and just super stoked to talk to you and pick your brain a little bit. So the first song he's going to play for us is one that's really made a name for you across the industry. I think it's Promise to Love Her.
It's crazy how that song is taken off. It's just not at all what I expected.
So tell me, what was running through your brain when you sat down to write this song?
Basically, I had the idea of, I was getting married and I wanted to write my wife a song as a gift, and I was thinking, no, if it turns out crappy, whatever.
Yeah.
I can give it to her. It's kind of a fun thing, but if it turns out good, then great.
Right.
So I had the idea for, well, what if you say, I promise to love her, but you're saying it to 3 different people. So you're saying it to her father in the first verse.
Right.
And you're saying it to the preacher in the second. And then the third verse, you're saying it to the doctor who eventually, down the road would bring in your baby girl.
Yeah.
So I took it to a friend of mine in Nashville, who's a great songwriter in town. He's had a lot of success and written in the past, and I just took in the idea, and it just kind of came out. It took us maybe an hour and a half, got it all out, we just did a little simple piano demo in his home studio.
Wow.
And that was it. And up until the point of me getting married, which was, I think we wrote it in June, I got married in October, so that span, no one else had heard it but the two of us.
Wow.
So it was kind of...
So you're saying that even before you wrote the song, you had the verse concept already, that you wanted it to
I had the kind of outline of it.
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to put in there, but I wanted to do something about, you're asking this man for his daughter's hand in marriage. And I was telling the stories, I got up and I drove all the way down 400 some miles to my parents' house the first night, and the next day I drove another 100 miles. So you drove 500 miles. It's like, well, there's your first line, 500 miles. I had had it all planned, and that it just kind of came out from there.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff how you can hear a song come together
Right.
And then it blows up out there. I mean, this is one of those songs that everybody wants played at their wedding now. And it's just great to hear the story behind it. We're definitely going to talk to Blane more about the song and other songs as well. But guys, we're really excited to show you this live and unplugged version of Promise to Love Her by Blane Howard, only here on the ETX Rock Show. Y'all check it out.
500 miles, I had it all planned. Drove all day to ask your dad for your hand. I wrote it all out, I knew what I'd say. My heart, it was racing and my hands started to shake. But I took a deep breath and I said, I promise to love her with all that I have. I put nothing above her and won't turn my back. She's my everything, she's all I'll ever need, and she loves me at my worst. Sir, I give you my word. I promise to love her. Music plays and I'm all a mess, 'cause I watch you walking towards me in that pretty white dress. Do you take this woman to be your wife, to have and to hold for the rest of your life? Well, I took a deep breath and I said, I promise to love her with all that I have. I put nothing above her and won't turn my back. She's my everything, she's all I'll ever need, and she loves me at my worst. I'm giving my word. I promise to love her and keep her, want her and need her, make her my whole world. And when that day comes, well, I'll come undone when that doctor brings in that little girl. And I promise to love her with all that I have. I'll put nothing above her, and I won't turn my back. She'll be my everything and all I'll ever need, my little angel on earth. Lord, I give you my word. I promise to love her. Well, I give you my word. I promise to love her.
Okay, so we are back once again with Blane Howard. This is episode 253, and we are not in our living room, aka our set. We're actually on location out here at Love and War in Lindale. If you guys are tuned in and you're in the East Texas area, you haven't been out here to Love and War yet, you got to check it out. Just a phenomenal place. They invite all kinds of Texas artists out here, and artists from outside of Texas, like Blane, who's from Arkansas, living in Nashville. I think what I really want to know from you first, as an Arkansas boy, I imagine that your influences are pretty true to country music.
Right.
But now you've been in Nashville for a while too, and country music has changed a little bit in Nashville. So how do you keep that balance between artistic integrity and your roots, and with stuff that sells in the 21st century?
Well, you do. I did. I grew up in Arkansas. I grew up 2 counties from where Glenn Campbell grew up, 2 counties from where Johnny Cash grew up. So country music, traditional country music, is everywhere in the state of Arkansas growing up. That was what my mom listened to growing up as well, and that was my whole life. I didn't start listening to pop music until I got into like middle school, when you find out all the girls are listening to this stuff. So that was kind of The only
a lot of times that can be a rebellious phase.
Exactly.
When you're just trying to get away from what's around you all the time.
Definitely.
I went through that as well. Yeah.
But yeah, country's just always been there. Just it's ingrained at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I moved to Nashville to go to Belmont University, I went there because I just happened to have a friend who had a relative who went there. They've got a great music program. Check them out. And
Yeah.
when I got there, like within the last 5 to 10 years, Brad Paisley, Trisha Yearwood, well maybe Trisha was a little further, Josh Turner, like all these big country names had graduated from there. It's like this seems like the place to be.
Right.
And then as I was getting there, like when I graduated high school, the iPod was maybe 2 or 3 years old. So the whole downloading music thing, other than Napster type stuff, hadn't really expanded to where this is going to be the future of music.
Yeah.
And so streaming didn't even exist yet.
Yeah.
So traditional country music was still there. And then by the time I graduated, I actually graduated a year behind at Belmont with the guys from Florida Georgia Line. And obviously they've changed the industry so much as well. So it's been very tough because you're in a town where the whole town is built on Waylon and Willie and Hank Williams and the Ryman downtown. And then you hear what's on the radio and it's very mainstream. And I get that country has always had to adapt to expand its audience and try and bring new people in. So that's kind of been the hard part for me. So what I've tried to do is write songs that production-wise we can do the mainstream type things with them a little bit, but still keep the lyrics overall more traditional.
Yeah.
Not the hook up in a truck type song.
Right.
I tried to write more love songs.
Stuff that matters.
Love songs and songs about I am so tired of Monday through Friday. Like, is it finally the weekend? Like,
like working man songs.
Exactly.
Like
So
the whole time.
So that's what I try and write with a little more of a modern flair to it.
Yeah.
So where it's still a little bit.
So there is a lot of strategy behind what you're doing.
A little bit, but some of it just comes out that way. I don't know if it's just the fact that the time that I grew up and as I've aged, the industry has aged with it, and that's just kind of what comes out as a hybrid of it. But so far, it seems to be working pretty well.
Do you feel a lot of artists that are within Nashville struggle with identity, like just trying to figure out what to do, where to do it, how to do it, all that stuff?
Well, and so much, we talked about this a second ago, that downtown on Broadway, it used to be that's where you went to hear the new acts and playing their own songs, and now it's just turned into there's tourists coming in, they want to hear live music and songs that they know, so artists get stuck in playing covers and trying to perform like this person rather than finding their own identity.
So like the listening rooms are kind of becoming obsolete even in Nashville.
They are. Some of them have gone away, but places like the listening room, they just got a brand new, bigger venue. They're trying to expand in order to keep the new artist thing going.
Right.
And some of the places that are around town have done a successful job. Third and Lindsley expanded and doubled or tripled their room size so they can get people like Vince Gill and the String Dusters in every single week.
So I mean the venues that are really buying into that concept of original music are really being successful.
They are. They're being very successful.
Yeah.
And it helps a little bit that they're not right downtown on Broadway.
Right.
So they can.
They're on the fringes.
Exactly.
So,
But and there's still places. Obviously, the Bluebird Cafe they want to promote songwriting. So whether you're someone who's written 10 number ones or someone who just moved to town, you can go there and play original songs, and they want to promote well-written songs.
Right. So I mean, we've got Blane Howard here. I've got so many cool things I want to ask him. And he's from Arkansas. He's living in Nashville. He plays a lot in Texas.
We do.
So you've seen pretty much all sides of this little. I don't know if it's a rivalry or whatever they call it, Tennessee versus Texas when it comes to country. What do you see as the differences between the mindsets between Texas and Tennessee?
The thing that stands out to me the most, obviously you can go, modern drum tracks, overproduced to simply produced and all this stuff and traditional sounds. But to me, when I see Texas music or red dirt or whatever you want to call it, you want to bring in the Oklahoma and the Southern Arkansas stuff, it's more focused on song quality.
Yeah.
And Nashville is more based on entertainment quality.
Okay.
Which, mean, I guess you can kind of blame Garth Brooks for that because Garth Brooks came out and I'm just going to be as entertaining as possible. The songs were great too, but he was so entertaining, and people saw the fact that this guy crosses over to so many different crowds because he's so entertaining that's what sells.
Yeah, and Garth is so huge too. I mean, even when he first came out, you knew.
Right, you knew it immediately.
This was just going to be somebody that was going to be around forever.
Right, and you see that not always, but sometimes in Nashville they put this. The songs aren't as good, or they maybe occasionally mediocre songs, but this guy can entertain the hell out of a crowd of 10 people or 10,000 people. And he's going to be.
So would you say that in Tennessee and Nashville in particular are more geared towards making sure that live shows are more entertaining?
Definitely.
Do you think they're taking a back seat to the recording process of things more than Texas does?
I think there was about a 5 to 10 year span where they kind of tried to do that, and now you're seeing people, especially to me, like Dierks Bentley, he's had some of the fun songs too, but every year or two he puts out a song that is just a well written song. Same with Eric Church. Obviously we're at Love and Warren Lindale. Miranda Lambert, she's entertaining, but she puts out great songs as well. And people,
I think Miranda is the perfect example of somebody who has Texas and Tennessee on her shoulders at all times.
And I think that's why she's so successful.
Absolutely.
Because she's out there performing her ass off and putting on a great show every single night, but her songs are still amazing.
Right.
She has her songs, 80% of them, like, tell me a Miranda Lambert song, and people will just rail off songs.
Right.
If you pick some people that are more entertainment focused only, they're entertaining to watch, but maybe one song or two songs of their hour-long set are what are memorable. Her songs are so memorable. It's this, like, my favorite Miranda Lambert song is "The House That Built Me."
Yeah.
Like, to me, that is like, of the last 10 years, it's probably top 5 song on country radio, period.
Yeah.
Because
Let
it's just
me
so well
tell you a
written.
quick story. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. A couple years ago, Miranda was on the road for damn near the whole year. And she came back to Dallas for a show. It was the last show of her tour. And it was at Geksha Energy Pavilion, I think was the name of the place. And so this was literally her homecoming show. I mean, Dallas is only like 2 hours west of here. So we went to the show, and she got into "The House That Built Me." And halfway through the first verse, she got really emotional and couldn't sing anymore. So the crowd picked it up.
Right.
And the crowd sang the rest of the song while she pretty much lost it.
Exactly.
And it was just one of the coolest things I ever seen. And then I got home from that, and there was a tweet from Miranda's thanking us for picking her up.
Right.
Just a cool moment. And I think everybody has that story with their favorite artist or whoever it might be. But Miranda works so hard, and she's such a great writer.
Oh my gosh. Even if she never had a performance career, she would have 40, 50 number ones on the radio that she agree. She's just that type of.
Do you think it's partly freedom that allows Texas to have better song quality than?
A little bit. I think that's definitely has something to do with it. There's a little more freedom, and the fact that, like, I saw Randy Rogers in Nashville a couple weeks ago, and he packed the place out, and I love Randy, but he's not going to be all over the stage like Garth, but he can stand right there just like George Strait would, and he's just you're gonna listen to these songs and you're gonna sing every.
But see, a fan like me, that's entertaining.
Right, exactly. That was what was so good about George Strait. I can stand right here and I'm gonna sound just like the record, and you're gonna know every word to every song, because the songs are so good that you can't help but learn them and memorize them. And when I grew up, that's what I did. Once Google came out, you could Google lyrics of songs. I would just learn every single song because you wanted to know every word, so when you go to the show you can sing along to it.
That's cool. So we mentioned that you are in Texas quite a bit. How did you end up in Texas as much as you play here?
Being from Arkansas, we don't have professional sports teams, so you either pick St. Louis teams or you pick Texas teams. And for the most, it's weird. Arkansas mostly will pick St. Louis for baseball and then like Dallas for football. But I was opposite. I started coming to Ranger games when I was 6 years old. I went to my first Mavericks game when I was maybe 10 years old. So I started coming down for those games with my uncle. Yeah. And just always came down to Texas to visit family. And then we started booking shows when I graduated college. And you book Nashville, you book Arkansas because that's where you're from. we're like, well, where can we expand to where we can just go play a couple acoustic shows and start building a fan base? Like, well, where can we stay for free?
Yeah.
So, well, I've got family in Dallas. Let's go down there and see if we can just find whatever we can. And that's how we started. We started playing 2-man acoustic shows, whether it's wineries or bars, wherever it would take us.
Right.
And we just tried to expand from there. We started one little area around Plano and then expand to a little bit of Fort Worth, Grapevine, all around.
I mean,
and
you're playing the entire state now. I see you all over the place.
We haven't ventured West Texas yet, but we've gotten down around Austin and San Antonio and stuff like that too. So we're starting to really expand down that way too. But we've always had, since 2011, 2012, we've always had great fans in Dallas.
Yeah.
My uncle, who lives in Dallas now, is from Longview.
Okay.
So we started venturing out East Texas. Like, oh, well, we got to Longview. He's got friends and family that he can come to the show.
I've actually seen you perform live in Longview before. I think it was at Leon's.
It was, yeah. There's 3 or 4 shows we played there. Yeah,
I remember that a few years ago.
But that's kind of how we just started getting down to Texas and then expanded out from Dallas. And it's worked well for us. And we love coming down here because Texas people, first of all, they just love live music. They love live music. They love good music. And Texas crowds, when they hear good music, they get up and dance. Mm-hmm. And it's so much fun to be able to perform while people are involved and having a good time at the show.
Right.
If you go to a show where people get a little critiquey, then it's not as fun to play. But when people get involved tonight at the show, there will be people line dancing out here. And that's what makes it so fun.
Yeah. I can imagine so as an entertainer that it's just a different kind of ball game here in Texas.
It really is, yeah.
You know, and he did play the huge hit "Promise to Love Her" a little bit earlier in the show, and I definitely want to talk more about that song because it just encompasses who you are and what you were talking about earlier about, you know, keeping the lyrics really grounded within your roots, which is country music, but also being smart enough to realize that I have to make this sellable in this century as well. The song encapsulates that for sure, but I mean, huge success with this song. So you went from, you know, I'm going to write something that I might not even show my wife to, you know, 6 million views.
Yeah.
So where do you go when, you know, you've got all this success on the song? It's a top 33 song in Nashville. 6 million people have seen it online, and now you have to write the next one.
Right.
Man, what are you thinking?
Honestly, because I didn't expect that song to take off the way it did, I think I wasn't as nervous about, I've got to write, and every song I write has to be as successful as this. Because this song, again, it could have been terrible. It could have just been mediocre. So I wasn't that concerned about the song being successful. But when I go to write a song, I try to put the fact that this song has to be successful out of my mind. Because if you start thinking that way, then you start kind of writing yourself into a box.
Absolutely.
A little bit. So I've always had the mindset of, if somebody wants to write with me, yeah, let's write, and we'll just see how it turns out.
Yeah.
I've written with guys that have written #1 songs, and the song's just, that's a pretty good song, but you'll never hear it on the radio. It won't be successful. And then I've written songs with guys in the band where you're just goofing off and like, that is actually a really good song. We need to start playing that.
Do you ever get frustrated when a song that you might think is better than the one that had all that success doesn't get that success? Does that frustrate
a little
you?
bit? Just there are songs that I sing, and I'll sing a line of the song, and as I sing it, I almost get lost. Like, man, that is a well-written line.
Yeah.
Like, this song needs to be what people are focusing on. But then you kind of forget about that. You get into the song that everyone loves, and everyone's having such a good time that you are too. I mean, you can entertain, but when you start feeding off crowd energy and things, it doesn't matter if you think the song's terrible, but if the crowd is reacting to it the way that you would want them to, that's what.
Well, I know, you know, we've talked to a lot of people on the show out there. If you're watching for the first time, this is like 253 of the show, but we've talked to some folks who have had that one song that just blew up, and then they failed to replicate that same success throughout the rest of their career. And it's a hard place to be when you have that big success with a really good song, but then you have all these other songs that maybe you like yourself more than even the one that everybody seems to gravitate towards. So it's always interesting to me to find out what an artist is thinking when, you know, you have that big success. And a lot of times that big success can kind of tumble into the next song because people are wanting to hear what's next. You know?
Well, one thing that I've realized, I was not expecting that at all. That came out.
I mean, who could ever expect something like that?
But like on Facebook, we had like 13,000 fans, and after the song, we had 56,000 fans. So I couldn't have predicted that in my wildest dreams. It's just incredible. But because of that, there are songs that I wrote 7 years ago that people are going back and finding on Spotify and iTunes. Like, that's a really good song.
That's pretty neat.
I've never heard of this guy until now, but he's got 17 other songs that I can go download right now, and I really like this song, and that song out of it.
Right.
That it's very. Sounds terrible, not terrible to say, but it kind of jumpstarts the back catalog a little bit, where you get people going, oh, I like that song. They go see him live or something, and then they like other songs too. And then they buy the records and they find
you mentioned Miranda Lambert earlier. That kind of thing happened to her too.
Absolutely.
You know, when that first record came out after Nashville Star, she had a locally produced album already in the fire.
Exactly.
From prior to Nashville Star. So now, you know, people are hearing me and Charlie talking and all these other great songs from that first record. She had a really good record produced in Texas.
And so then when your next album comes out and people start working on the back catalog, man, these are good songs. Well, pick 2 or 3 of the ones that are really, when you play them at shows, those are the ones that people are reacting to. And 90% of your new crowd hadn't heard them, put them on the next album. You can have 7 new songs and 3 older ones that people haven't heard that they're going to end up loving.
And I mean, during your live shows, do you have like a mix? Are you, you know, a lot of artists will put a certain percentage of cover songs, certain percentage of.
I think definitely. I mean, you go to any major concert nowadays, no matter who it is, they're playing at least one cover.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's just to change the energy of the set, or hey, if you're here for the first time seeing my show and you know 2 songs, and I'm playing an hour and a half, well, here's another one that you can get into and whatever. So yeah, we like to do, like tonight we'll play 90 minutes. We'll do a good hour and 10 of original songs. Good. And then the rest of it will be covers. But it's covers that not only that we like to play, but they're kind of in between the mainstream and.
Now, how important is it to you to take a cover and try to put your own flair on it?
It depends on the song to me. Yeah. Some of it is like we play. Occasionally we'll play like "Here's a Quarter" by Travis Tritt.
Okay.
To me, that song is like it's hard to do that and make it your own. It's because it's.
I mean, you have to change it to like $1.50 nowadays.
Right. Exactly.
You know, I mean,
well, who has a payphone?
Yeah. Exactly.
But like one of the songs that we've been playing, since 2012 or 13, we play at every single show just because of the reactions to it, is Van Morrison's "Into the Mystic."
Nice.
And the track is so vibey. It's got different instruments and it's laid back. But we play it with a 4-piece country band, so that we kind of let the music be country and my voice be country, but the melodies are still similar.
And you definitely hear that even in your produced stuff.
Right.
You know, it's like the voice is so Josh Turner and Joe Nichols. It's very, very country, but a lot of the instrumentation is more geared towards getting people to move. And
exactly. We try to make our shows. I mean, you look at bands like the Eagles. The Eagles were a rock band.
Yeah.
How many country fans love the Eagles?
They were basically a country.
They were nowadays they would be a country band.
Yeah, they would be a country band.
So would Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, Leonard Skinner would
exactly.
probably be a country
But those
band.
bands, their sound, if you just throw in that kind of 80s, late 70s to early 90s, all that stuff kind of rock sound into country nowadays, it gets people's heads bobbing and their feet tapping. I mean,
right.
It's just what
it's just a mixture of everything nowadays.
Right.
I just wish we could get rid of the auto tune and the drum tracks and all that stuff. Let's leave hip hop out of country, guys.
For the most part, again, auto tune. Unless it's like used where you've been in the studio for 10 hours and it's like I'm exhausted and we paid for the studio. I'd rather do a second take than have to auto tune thing or a 5th take, whatever. And I think drum loops too only should be maybe 10% of songs, because some of them they add a little bit of production quality.
Yeah.
A song that might be a mediocre song in the album, you add something like that, it might pick it up a little bit to where people want to listen to that one a little more. But for the most part, I think the song should be the main thing that people are focusing on.
Yeah.
Not the...
And really the lyrics, too.
Right. The lyrical content and the song itself should be enough. You shouldn't have to put in so much production stuff in order to get to people to listen to the song.
I agree. Completely
A
agree.
great song, you can go to a writer's room and hear the person that wrote it sing it acoustic with a terrible voice and just go, that's not a good song.
Yeah. And they've done that.
Exactly.
Okay, so once again, we're sitting here with Blane Howard. And so how long has it been since you got married?
About a year and a half. We're actually, tomorrow will be a year and a half.
Okay.
A year and 6 months.
I thought it was within the last couple of years because your writing changed around that time.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
So tell us what the process was like there for you, because now, I mean, you're going through a really happy time in your life.
Right.
And, I mean, sometimes when you're happy, it can be hard to write a song.
Well, and so much, I mean, how many songs are breakup songs and things like that? So it's very hard for me. Like if I wake up at 2 a.m. with an idea and I go start to write it, it's very hard for me not to write some sort of love song.
Right.
So that's where co-writing comes in handy. Where someone else has an idea, I'll help you write your idea, because mine are all sappy love songs or whatever.
And I'm completely okay with that. You know, we've talked to hundreds of songwriters on this show, and a lot of times, you know, it's the other emotion that people are really diving into, the heartbreak and desperation and depression and all that stuff. So it's hard to find an uplifting song sometimes when you're in.
Well, I've got plenty of those ideas that they come to you and, man, this would be a great song. And then you go to write, it's like, I don't feel like being that dark today. I feel like being happy. So,
Yeah. And, I mean, you can definitely tell the difference in your music between the first couple of EPs and your full length.
Right.
Because it is more uplifting. It makes you happier just listening to the songs.
Definitely, yeah. The first EP we put out in 2013, but we wrote most of those songs in 2011, 2012. I didn't start dating my wife till the middle of 2012. So all those songs were already produced and everything. And even though there's a couple, like She's a Mess is on there, it's a love song, but most of it's like party songs and breakup songs. Yeah. Which are, some of them can be
It just feels like as a listener, if I'm listening to your catalog in, you know, chronologically, then it just sounds like you've grown up. Like, honestly, you know, like frat boy to married guy, you know, it's really neat to hear an artist's evolution process over just, you know, research. It's always a lot of fun for me.
Well, I'm trying to think back to the album I put out in 2015. I don't know if there's a breakup song on there. Most of it's like,
I don't think there is.
Either like a party type song, like it's the weekend, let's chill or whatever, or it's a love song. I'm trying to think if I don't think there is. I think it's all.
And I mean, it's obvious why Texas loves you, because I mean, Texas people love to dance and get up and party.
Well, we love to play up tempo stuff.
Yeah. So, guys, we're sitting here with Blane Howard, first time on the ETX Rock Show. Again, I want to thank Diana out there. I think Diana Suber, right?
Yes.
For hooking us up with this great opportunity with Blane. We're going to be right back with more from Blane Howard. We're going to play a little game with Blane right after this. Y'all don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, I'm Adrienne Johnston, and you're listening to ETX Rocks.
Okay, so we are back once again. This is episode 253, featuring Blane Howard from Hot Springs, Arkansas. And Blane is also up for Male Vocalist of the Year with our friends over at the Arkansas Country Music Awards. What do you think that's going to do for Arkansas?
I hope that it will truly start turning Arkansas and kind of join into the Texas-Oklahoma music scene.
Right. Because
so many venues in Arkansas have closed down recently. And I'd like to see a lot more live music really just truly be... Because right now, Texas guys go through, it's really just low rock, maybe Texarkana. I'd love to see venues pop up other than just low rock.
Yeah, and the sticks is what we call it.
Right, exactly.
You know, these musicians, they need connecting gigs, and a lot of times...
Absolutely.
Man, y'all have to go to Louisiana or even Mississippi to get a connecting gig back in Nashville.
Exactly.
Because Arkansas is almost a black hole, and it shouldn't be that way with the history.
Right. Well, in Hot Springs, there used to be 3 or 4 other venues, and now it's almost down to just a handful. And so we've even lost some places there. But Juanita's in Little Rock, we opened for Mark Chestnut there 2 years ago, and it doesn't exist anymore.
Wow,
it was a great room and great restaurant, and now it's just sad to see it go. So I'd like to see it rebuild the Arkansas music scene a little more.
Yeah. So you folks in Arkansas, make sure you're checking out Blane Howard. Are you going to the awards?
I am.
So I believe it's on June 5th. And I think it's June 5th. I'm going to check.
It's a Monday, I know that. Yeah.
I'll check to make sure, but I believe it's June 5th. It's the first Monday of June, I know that. And I know that Blane's going to be there. Aaron Enderlin's going to be there. Colin Ray is hosting.
Is hosting, yeah.
So you guys, it's going to be a great event for you guys to check out if you happen to be in the Little Rock area or even a little bit out of Little Rock.
Right.
Y'all come check that out. And I think it's arkansascma.com or something like that you can check out. Maybe we'll put that.
They've got a page on Facebook as well.
Yeah, so check that out.
June 4th.
June 4th.
Okay, so it's actually June 4th. We've just been informed by our beautiful producer, Louise. June 4th on Monday, the Arkansas Country Music Awards. Y'all check that out. And so we are sitting here with Blane. If you watched the show before, you know that we like to play a game with our guests, and he's got sound check to get to, so we're going to play rapid fire instead of what the heck. And the way this works is I'm just going to ask you 10 rapid fire questions. Some of them are in a would you rather scenario. So yeah, he's got 90 seconds to answer these questions, and if he fails to answer them in 90 seconds, for the rest of his life, beer will taste like sauerkraut.
Oh.
So,
oh, come on.
Blane, you might
I'm
want
a
to be
Shiner
fast.
fan.
Well, Shiner's going to taste like sauerkraut.
Man.
It'll taste like non-domestic sauerkraut. Because Shiner is domestic. So you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Alright, so this is rapid fire with Blane Howard. Number 1, would you rather act like Mr. Bean at a show or Pee Wee Herman at a funeral?
Mr. Bean at his show.
Okay, I'm there with you. Who's your favorite independent artist?
Oh, that is a toughie because I've got so many good friends in Nashville that are independent. Buddy of mine just put out a pretty good EP. His name's Brinley Addington.
Okay, cool. You can be the vocalist for any band. What is it?
Vocalist for any band?
Yep. I hope you like Cabbage, man.
Oh my gosh. Probably, if I had the vocals to do it, Queen.
Okay. Would you rather be a hero or a villain?
Hero.
Okay. Would you rather sneeze cheese or cry chocolate tears?
Sneeze cheese.
Alright, number 6. Would you rather know it all or have it all?
My mother would say I already know it all, so have it all.
Alright, number 7. Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Alright, would you rather listen to elevator music all day or the soundtrack to Frozen all day?
Frozen.
Wow! Okay. Number 8. Would you rather give bad advice or receive bad advice?
Give.
Alright. Wow. I hope you're listening out there, Blane Howard's friends. He'd rather give bad advice. Alright, number 9. Would you rather pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Okay. And last one, number 10. Name a superpower you'd like to have that would be completely useless in a dangerous situation.
Completely useless in a and see, you're trying to get me to think about this and waste my time.
Cabbage is good.
Oh my gosh. Like, X-ray vision would probably be terrible in a dangerous situation.
Probably wouldn't help at all.
No.
You could just be able to see your opponent's prior breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
which could be helpful.
But he still might have a gun.
That's true. Okay, well I know he's got a gun and he broke his knee in 1989.
Right. But I have nothing. What can I do with that?
Yeah, I guess he's got a gun. I should run. And he won't be able to catch
true,
me.
Yeah, he's got a bad knee. There you go.
1989.
Maybe it might be useful.
Yeah, you never know. See, logic is good. So that was Rapid Fire with Blane Howard. We'll find out a little bit later on social media whether or not he won or not, because when he takes that first sip of Shiner tonight.
Oh, gosh.
He'll hashtag sauerkraut out there on social media. But yeah, so you're going to play us another song today, and this one's called Away We Go. Tell us a little bit about the story behind this one.
It's one that I wrote with my guitar player that stays out on the road with me. We've been great friends since college. His name's Joey Wingard. It was just, I thought that the Ready, Set, Baby, and Away We Go was kind of a cool line. I'm like, what can we use that towards?
I like that.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, like a lot of our songs, it's just about, it's like I'm done with going to work. I'm so happy it's the weekend and I want to go somewhere with you, or whether it's go somewhere or just be with you, let's just do it.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, I guess it's kind of a love song, but it's also kind of
it is, but it's also
working for the weekend.
Yeah,
song.
it's also like, man, I'm just gonna let loose. And
exactly.
Y'all come with me.
That's
the song.
I've got a lot of songs like that.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. I think that's what makes you transcend into Texas so well. I think that's why you have so many followers in Texas, because they feel that, you know. And y'all check this out. It's live and unplugged, only here on the ETX Rock Show. The song is called "Away We Go" by Blane Howard.
Taking off, no leaving town. Man, we gone and done it now. Since we went and got these big kid jobs. Outside the sun is breaking, and here my back is aching, waiting to punch that Friday cloud. Oh, I can't hold it in, can't wait to feel your skin, keep your lips on kissing mine. Just dancing my arms like we've got forever. The band starts playing, it'll all come together. Monday will be hell before you know. So ready, set, baby, and away we go. Already set, baby, and away we go. Let's get away, just you and me. Now we've left the working week just as far as this town. Well, let us fly. Once we're moving on the floor, I could be on any shore, swimming in those Cancun eyes. Oh, I can't hold it in, can't wait to feel your skin, keep your lips on kissing mine. Just dancing in my arms like we've got forever. The band starts playing, it'll all come together. Monday will be hell before you know. So ready, set, baby, and away we go. Already set, baby, and away we go. Once we're off the beaten path, there's no way we're coming back. We're sharing this thing that we found till Monday rolls around. Oh, I can't hold it in, can't wait to feel your skin, keep your lips on kissing mine. Just dance in my arms like we've got forever. The band starts playing, it'll all come together. Monday will be hell before you know. So ready, set, baby, and away we go. Already set, baby, and away we go.
All right, so we are back once again with Blane Howard. We're here at Love and War in Lindale. Again, y'all check out the venue. They're really cool out here. And
Great
Blaine's
venue.
out here all the time, too, so hopefully he'll be back in the future.
We will. I'm not sure the actual date, but I think we're back probably end of the summer.
Okay, cool. And so for folks out there that may be tuning in that want to know more about Blane Howard, where can they follow along with the journey?
Easiest thing is just to go to my website. It's BlaneHoward.com, BLANE. But if you do social media, Instagram, stuff like that, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter are all at Blane Howard. And then if you just type in Blane Howard on the search bar on Facebook, it'll pop up as well.
And that's probably all linked on your webpage.
It is, yeah. It's all right there on the front page.
And the webpage is really well put together, too. It's got all of his tour information. It's got a great bio on there. All kinds of press quotes on there as well that I really enjoyed reading as well. And contact information out there too for
some
venues
videos from live shows, things like that too.
Really cool stuff.
And I think right now we've got it set up. If you join our email list, you get a free song download as well. So.
Very cool. So free music from Blane Howard. And you can find all of his music as well on digital media outlets all across the interwebs like Amazon, Apple Music, Google Play, all that stuff.
Google Play, Spotify, Pandora, some too. Yeah.
Yep. So make sure you're supporting the artist by purchasing the music. If you want a preview of the album, Away We Go, there is a copy of it on YouTube. You can preview it before you buy it. That's what we did today, and we're hoping to pick up a copy from him before we leave today too. And I'm sure you have them for sale at all your live shows.
All the live shows, and you can actually order hard copies on our website as well. And if you want an autographed copy or something, just put it in put in the little specific details, and we'll make sure and get you an autograph.
That's awesome, man. A lot of artists are losing sight on the physical copy stuff for us old timers.
You signed my iPhone? Not
Right? Yeah, I signed my download card. Like, what is that?
Right.
You know? I don't collect download cards, guys. I collect CDs. But anyway, it's BlaneHoward.com. Again, it's BLANE Howard.com. Everything is on there. If you're a venue out there, you can contact his folks right through there as well and get him at your venue. I'm sure he'll play anywhere out there. So
pretty much, yeah. As long as we can somehow get there.
As long as they can buy sauerkraut shiners.
Right, and pay for gas.
That's right, and gas, that's important as well. So guys, once again, this has been episode 253. Blaine, man, I really appreciate your time.
Appreciate you having me, man. It's a fun interview.
I was really excited to finally get to talk to you. Like I said, you've been on our radar for over a year, at least. But yeah, man, it's super cool to chit-chat with you.
Absolutely.
And again, 253 guys. If you've been along with us for the journey, we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. It's because of y'all's support out there that we get to talk to folks like Blaine every single weekend, and just really feel grateful and blessed to do what we get to do. If you're watching for the first time, we definitely thank you, but you can follow along with everything we got going on. We're located on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ETX Rocks. Just launched a brand new website on April 11th. That's at etxrocks.show. Not .com, but .show. Very simple. Just take the word "the" off, put a dot between rocks and show, and you've got us. etxrocks.show. And we have over 10,000 hours of content to keep you busy on that webpage. From live music videos to live music performances in a playlist, almost like internet radio. All original music and stuff on there too. All of our live events are listed there. We do live acoustic song swaps around East Texas.
Sounds like I've got some stuff to listen to.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you're on the road all the time, man.
We are, yeah.
ETXRocks.show, man.
Absolutely.
That's where you want to go. Yeah, keep you immersed in music. And that webpage is all because of you guys. Like you might know, we're self-funded. And it's because of your support and donations out there that we were able to get this webpage. So definitely want to thank you guys out there. If you want to continue contributing to the show and help us out further, we do have a donate link set up at paypal.me/ETXRocks. And we'll take anything from 50 cents to $2 million. It used to only be $1 million, but we're needing that.
Hey.
You know.
You can do mine as well if you want.
Yeah. BlaneHoward.com. Just send them money. Buy a t-shirt or something.
We've got those on sale right now.
Very cool.
2 for $30.
Nice, 2 for $30 at BlaneHoward.com. While supplies last.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, we thank you guys so much for your support out there. No more than $2 million, please. We're trying to stay under that tax bracket. And we'll take anything from American dollars. I think we'll only take American dollars and say drachma for this episode. I've been saying Egyptian pounds for like 30 episodes, and we have a lot of those.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We don't
They're starting to stack up on
I
it.
have none. But definitely want to thank you guys for your support out there. We definitely appreciate it, and we never forget y'all. Casey Pickney, thank you for your latest donation. With Rockhouse Productions, the #1 booking agency in East Texas. There's a shameless plug for you, Casey. And as we always say on the show, we want to thank each and every one of you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX Rock.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style.